It's been a minute. Oh, what the hell do I say? Got that right? Carry on. Carry in. Is this on repeat? I don't want to listen to this anymore. Hello. Oh. Hello. Hi everyone. Mic on, by the way. Hello. Hi. What's poppin'? It's been a hot minute since we've talked. So, hey. Hello. Hey, bud. Caliber Joe, thank you for the 200 bits. I hope you have a nice night tonight. Love you, Kana. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Caliber Joe. Always looking forward to seeing you whenever I start stream. Always looking forward to it. Glace on Samus, thank you so much for the 2 months. Hey there, Kana. Floofy day today. It is a Sunday. Sunday. Go to your local monster truck rally now. Guys, I bit the absolute crap out of myself today. Oh my god. My cheek is like, as a sore on it. As my cheek is like the side of my lip actually. How? By eating. Chew on ice cubes is gonna make it worse. Like whenever you chew on something that's like really hard and requires a lot of force, kind of like chewy stuff. You know, like chewy stuff, you can bite as hard on it as like you want to. Like anime, I'm a really big fan of Marvel and DC. I like action figures. I'm a nice kind of person. Don't like negative energy. I like positive energy. Sense of humor. I love playing video games. I also like watching cartoons. My favorite superhero is Spider-Man. I love to draw on board on my free time, and yeah, me too. Are we the same person? Itoshi, fuck you. Maybe. Congrats on partner, thank you. It's in a little bit. Oh, it reminds me, I actually want to do like a celebration for getting partner. I think I might do another marathon stream. Oh no, we love those. And it appears I might have to get a little bit intoxicated to do so. To turn off the terrors in my brain. So I'll have a nice little drunk stream to celebrate. That'll be nice. Let's get crunk. Let's get crunk. Fuck. That's not a real lyric. Will the stream start earlier? Maybe. I've been thinking about it. Motari, thank you so much for the 100 bits. Welcome back, Kana. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's good to be back. Like an angle. Yes. Am I a cute angle or an obtuse angle? Jibaka, thank you so much for the 100 bits. Massive tails only. And how you doing, Stinky? Are you feeling better? I heard something. I'm feeling alright. It feels a little warm, honestly. It's been kind of cold recently. Little Ferret, thank you so much for the $25. Thank you. Blessings, the Fox Goddess. Repeat after me. The fox herself is not a food source. Praise be the floof. Glory to her tail. Yes, I'm not Paimon. Actually, I've been playing like Genshin Impact lately, and oh my god, it's a chore. Feeling less schizo? Had a turning point, I guess, this weekend. I guess not really like a turning point. A turning point would be like having like something in my life change, or nothing's changed. I just had like a insane bipolar moment, but then I was back to normal. Like all those pent-up feelings, and then suddenly you want to bounce off the walls and explode into a mass of guts and innards and whatever. You know, normal things that happen to people. I think you're pretty cool too, Gummy Crow. You're awesome. Guts Berserk. Not quite. Record these moments and sell them as an NFT. What the hell? Excuse me? Genshin Impact is a chore because I just log on and do my dailies, and like all of the story stuff I don't care about. I'm thinking about just chatting for a little bit today. Let's just chat. We've been playing a lot of games lately. The games... not doing it anymore, friends. Let's just watch some videos and like chat and stuff. That sounds like awesome. Ghibli in theaters? I have not, actually. I have not. But I wish I could. The first ever Ghibli movie I saw was Howl's Moving Castle, the English dub. Like the English version of Ghibli movies is not bad. It's not bad. Curiosity, thank you so much for the $20. Thank you. Thank you for the comfy streams. Kana definitely helped me cope today. Now, thank you, Curiosity. Now it's your time to help me cope. See, we help each other. It's not parasitic relationship. It's a beneficial one. The Venom 2 movie? Probably not. I'm probably gonna pass on that one. Don't really care about superhero movies. I used to care a lot. But not so much anymore. Hey, Cat Madness. How you doing? Christian Bale does voice Hal? No way. Is that serious? Is that real? It's so weird growing up and not knowing who the hell any of these people are. And then, you know, you grow up and it's like, wait, what? that was Christian Bale? That's funny. That's really funny, actually. Change the song, or else I'll die. Bum ba bum 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 da ba bum. I haven't watched Ponyo. Ponyo. I haven't watched that. I'm feeling like not talking so energetically today. So if the music is ever overpowering over my voice, I don't know. know, okay? できない降り出す雨 Oh, I wink at you. このなれはなればいいの絶対くせにDon't have the enter for it today. What does that mean? What's the enter? What do you mean you have the enter? Enderman Minecraft? Enderman Minecraft? Konkana, konkana, konkana. Hello, hello. Kamiko Kana desu yo. This person's art's really cute. I've been browsing Skebba lately. Energetically. Oh! Wait, high quality meme actually. Konbanwa. Oh, that went over my head. I recently started getting back into reading manga as well. Yeah, a little bit dangerous, but cute art though. This song is called Here. It is the opening to Ancient Magus Bride. I'm reading Solo Leveling. I haven't read it ever since Manga Dex went down. I have a lot to catch up on. Wow, Coco Fry. If I could see my browser right now, it'd be a bunch of freaking dicks. A bunch of dicks. Cause that's all there ever is on Skeb. You open up Skeb, it's like, wow, oh my god, that dick's massive. Oh my god, those boobs are massive. Basically. Dicks. No. Who's been drawing dicks? I'm always on the hunt for the fluffiest of tails. That's all I'm looking for, bro. This person's art is cute too. What the heck? This one's like a bunch of colors. It's just completely censored. Oh, what's this cute art? Lovely singing mood? Well, I guess. Like, I don't know. It's just sometimes it comes and goes. It's extremely want a singing mood. But and that was like right before stream. Are you the way that you are? I don't know. This is what happens when you're on the internet too much. This is what happens when you don't socialize with real people and you just talk to yourself all day. And you've been doing it for over like 50, 60, 70 years. You know what I mean? You don't talk to real people. You don't get people to talk to you. You just talk to yourself and think, yeah, this is okay. This is fine. Song is Shiki no Uta. Topa, 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 topa. I haven't been talking to real people for 6 years. People deciding to pay taxes. Big chill. Big chill. What does that make you? You're all topas. Do cheetahs prefer cold, hard concrete, or warm blankets? This is a good question. Hey man, hey Aftermath. How are you doing today? I'm doing just alright, I think. I'm just browsing the internet and chatting. That's what I feel like doing right now. I don't exactly want to watch videos right now. I just want to talk it. Yeah, I don't know why they're spamming it. Like, I know Hey Bud is like 10 points, but you don't have to waste all of it on Hey Bud. I don't know. I feel like if you spam it too much, you should get banned for it. I feel like if you're just like one person spamming Hey Bud over and over again, you're just gonna get banned. I'm gonna ban you for being an idiot. Worship of Salt, what the hell does that mean? Don't worry, I know who you are. I know who you are for spamming it back and forth. Okay, let's see. Oops, I accidentally did that for 1 hour. I didn't mean to do that for 1 hour. There, that. Sorry, I timed someone out for 1 hour. Hey, Sunday, thank you so much for the 2 months. So... No, it was not that guy. It was the other person. He's been spamming it for like ever, actually. I don't know, if they come back and spam it again, I'm just gonna I don't know, dude. Just don't, like, I give you these things, don't be annoying with them, you know what I mean? It's funny, it's funny, good laugh, don't be annoying. You know what I mean? And not hard. Treat others as you would treat yourself, so don't punch me in the throat. Because I know you wouldn't punch yourself in the throat. I know you wouldn't. Don't lie to me. Hey, Sneller, thank you so much for the Prime sub. Thank you. Nya. Someone has redeemed the Nya redeemed for 1 minute, so we're gonna go ahead and continue saying Nya at the end of our sentences until 2030. Nya. I'll give you a couple extra seconds. Nya. And it's like really hard when people spam, hey bud. Yeah, I can't see the actual redeems. You know what I mean? Yeah, so they get like covered up by idiots spamming, hey bud, hey bud, hey bud. Yeah. Yeah, then the redeems don't do anything. Half of them don't do anything, yeah. So it's just for you to use it. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, baka. Thank you so much for the 100 bits, Nia. Kana. Yeah, I took a 4-hour nap and I'm still tired, Nia. It's mainly because of my health problems, Nia. But any advice from the stinky, Nia? I'd be curious what a goddess thinks, Nia. That sounds like a shitpost, Nia. That sounds like someone's doing a copy pasta. Your time's up. Your time's up, bud. Your time's up. But, I don't know. I don't know, dude. I don't know anything about that. Why are you asking me? Why are you asking streamer about your health, your sleep problems? I don't know shit. Yeah, I got another one. Yeah, so we're gonna go 20, 21, 22 actually. Yeah. The song is Nai Mono ne Dari. Without the Nia. I'm not going to a therapist now, Nia. I don't know. I don't want to do about that, Nia. Like, I don't know. It's like thinking about telling a stranger all of your problems, Nia. Like, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, dun 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 dun. Also, I mean, I figured your sleep schedule is whack is why. Wait, what, yeah? I don't understand, yeah. Your time's up, buddy. I just feel like it's like hard to find a therapist that would actually be good. The one that would actually like understand and give back like something I could actually respond to, you know what I mean? Not just like sitting there and telling me what to think, like saying like, oh my god, you are this way because your father touched you when you were 2 years old. And it's like, oh no, he didn't, fuck you. And I feel like that's happened to someone else. That happened to a relative of mine, actually. I don't want to be like that was like a complete like overshot overestimation, I suppose. Over exaggeration is the word I'm going for. I don't want to be told why the way that I feel this way is because of something that happened that didn't actually happen, or something they're trying to like say is like the reason why, when it's not the reason. I don't want to be told something like that, you know what I mean? I don't want to be told you are depressed and you want to die because you sit inside all day. It's not true. It's not true. No, it's not. I know it's not. Because every time I go outside, I hate it. I hate it. I could be happier if I went outside maybe once a year. But the moment one of them tells me you need to go outside more, you need to start exercising. You want to be happy? Start exercising now. And if you don't do that, you're not helping yourself. I'm gonna punch you in the throat. I have a lot more questions and saying what to do. I remember seeing this really bad psychologist, actually. I didn't realize she was bad at the time because the first one I ever saw. It was because I told my parents about the problems I was having. Or I think they like looked through my phone and saw me talking about wanting to like kill myself. They're like, oh my god, there's something wrong with you. You need to see a psychologist right now. And so I did, and the psychologist was like, you have this kind of depression that's like it's been happening for more than 4 years, so you have this kind of depression, like immediately. And it's like, I didn't even say anything to her. I just sat there and cried. And like she would ask me a question, I wouldn't say anything. I just sat there and cried because I was so anxious. And then she was just telling me, yeah, you have this. Yes, you have this. Because she made me take a questionnaire or whatever. And then diagnosed me that way. Wow. What can you give me advice on? There is no advice to give. I was so scared out of my mind. I was just sitting there and crying. I was definitely not ready to see a psychologist or a therapist at all. Just take these pills, dude. I can't. Like she. Oh, that's another thing too. She immediately recommended that I get on antidepressants because she's like, I've never seen most people that I talk to are not this bad. They don't score this highly on my little questionnaire thing. And she was like, yeah, I strongly recommend. I usually don't do this, but I strongly recommend that you get like antidepressants or something. And I mean, I didn't say a word to her. I really didn't say anything. I just cried. And she even said, yeah, I'm so glad that every time I can get like a good cry out of someone. Honey, you don't know me. I cry at everything. Every minor inconvenience, I'm crying. Oh, Monty, welcome. I don't know, dude. I only saw her once. I never went back. But I was too scared to, first of all. And they're a lot of money. Mommy and Papi don't make enough money to support me going to a therapist. Especially, I guess, since she was like, I don't know. I don't know how expensive she was. I was too young to know. They wouldn't tell me. And then I stopped telling my parents how I felt. I'm gonna cry saying this. Even though it happened like years ago and I don't care anymore. But my dad told me in the car that he thinks I'm faking it. Ah! Oh my god. Oh, I'm shutting up. I'm going to mute mode. Speaketh Kana, don't go mute. Every time I get like emotional, like I instantly clam up and shut up, and I'm trying to get better, okay? Oh. Hold on. I got my cry towel over here. I don't know, my dad's just like that. What song is this one? I think this is Tassel Garden of Bay City, but I think it's not actually called that. I can't read the kanji. Tassel Garden of Bay City. It is Tassel Garden of Bay City. No guarantee it'll be better, I suppose. Welcome to America! America! But yeah, dude. He felt bad about it? I don't think my dad remembers saying that to me. Oh, I can't speak it. The throat is clam up. I thought I had anxiety once, but it was really bad gas. God damn. God, I wish that was me. God, I wish that was me. I just wish I had a really bad fart. I had to go to the bathroom. Oh. I don't know. I was a little youngin' at the time, so I guess it's harder to believe that little youngins have those kinds of problems. Shrug. What did people do before therapists? I don't know, die. What did people do before doctors die? I don't know. Drink? I don't even drink, dude. Should I? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Every time I talk about alcoholism and becoming an alcoholic, I'm just kidding. So please don't worry. I feel like people worry about me a lot. Like whenever I say these insane things, I'm not being serious. Jivaka, thank you so much for the 100 bits. But have you tried taking a walk, dude? Taking a walk is nice and all, but taking a walk is not going to stop me from feeling like this. yeah? Thank you, Dubai. Oh man. That's why I'm so scared. There's so many horror stories. And it usually takes like a while before like actually finding one that would work. I have been so emotional lately too. Like usually I'm in like a good mindset when it comes to streaming and whatnot. But lately it's been like really bad. I feel like before I was so much more stable. But now I don't know what's happening. I'm slipping, bro. I'm slipping. Randy, thank you so much for the 100 bits. Title says massive tails only. Where's your massive tail carnival if you insist? There you go. I've proven my worth. Not big enough. You're not big enough. Be quiet, fool. I think it's altered depression. I think you're suffering from epic depression. I just dropped my stuffy stool. Hello there, thank you so much for the 100 bits. Why go outside when you could convert a part of your desk to grass? Easy reach. What do you mean? Why would you convert your desk to grass and have ants and bugs all over your desk like it's a little mini garden? Thank you, Lilithar. Thank you. Fogger's depression. Oh god. Twitch therapist be like. Whoa. Unusual memes compilation. Oh my god, it got uploaded 1 hour ago. Let's watch. Let's watch unusual memes compilation that was uploaded exactly an hour ago. Okay. Open Firefox. Digital gaming. I have 4 windows open. Well, 5 if you count Firefox, but.
We got a snowman on the move.
His life is in my hands.
Hey, can you hear it? 聞こえますか? Those are easy to replace, so it's okay. Oh no, it's a bunch of glass. I thought there was 2 dogs at once, actually. Damn, it got me. That dog is gonna have brain damage after that.
You can't park there.
What did he say? What did he say?
You can't park there.
You can't park there. You can't park there. Pronounce your R's, stupid.
Watch your head. Watch your head.
Doodle.
Lower your.
What is it? And people think
Okay,
cats
you're
are
not
smart.
learning too quick. Alright, watch your.
People think cats are smart. Since when? What the hell? What the hell?
No. Oh, I'm gonna put it on my computer. Oh.
Wow. God dang! And people think humans are smart. Since when? Oh.
First you gotta unlock this thing.
Oh my god!
Bonnie,
Imagine.
First you gotta unlock
It
this
didn't
thing.
make it.
Barney, come. Water.
Who's Barney? Oh, Barney's stupid. Okay. Okay.
Hello.
Watch out for your computer, brother. Watch out for your computer, dude.
Did it too?
How does this Lexagram thing work?
We talk.
And honk and
Two.
hit it.
Kanzi with this.
Kanzi, come here. Come here.
Hamburger.
Hey, bro, can you toss me my keys?
Hamburger.
I got you. Oh, no, bro, I said my keys. Oh, shit, my bad. Here you go. Thanks, bro.
Not funny!
Okay. What are you gonna achieve?
These memes aren't very unusual. There's nothing strange about them.
Me. Oh!
What the hell? What? But why though? What does that serve?
I didn't see rats, I didn't see roaches, but I ain't never seen a damn mushroom grow from a shower.
What the hell? Why you got freaking mushrooms, bro? Bro, you got mushrooms?
Yeah.
That was clever. Scripted, but clever. I have been trying to find this for so many days. Finally, I found it. Actually, I've been wanting to like link this to my friend. I have been like talking to him about it. I'm like, dude, this reminds me of that one Ratatouille TikTok that was like, and then she like drops it, and then I couldn't find it. Everyone's seen this. Are you sure this is like from an? Are you sure this is fresh? No, these are fresh, brother. These stink.
Wake up, go right here. Look over there.
What's funny about that?
A Rob Zombie poster.
Oh, look at guys, it's just special handling.
Bro, what type of soup you know don't splash?
Ew! Bro! What the heck? That's freaking gross. He's loving it. You love it, baby? He loves the suck.
What the hell is that thing? That thing is fucking huge. It's not supposed to be that big. No.
Is that such a bad thing? Wow, she's clueless. That's fake. Is he censored already? Or is he just naked? That is a strange meme. I will agree that is an unusual meme. It's not bad.
¿Qué dice?
Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj! What the hell? Not even close, kid. That's so awkward that you had to like play with the other person to keep the door open. What's happening? We're in heels. Bird! bitch! Put it down, bitch! Okay. Now what? I don't know what to watch anymore. Bum 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 bum. Do 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 do. Your booty. I feel like I've seen this dude before. Sticky butt, is this the one stop? You're gonna love my nuts. Is this it?
Bench here with a penis pump, just fucking with you. It's a slap chop. You're gonna slap it, you're gonna chop it. Let's see what can we do with it. Did you see that? No? Well, no? Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck, what else we got? We got some mushrooms, and you can do. If you've slapped a hooker, you've slapped a chop. It's the same shit. You can just chop it. You can just like, you can slap it.
Is this?
Look at this meat. It's
Is
not
this the
kosher.
nuts one?
Let's keep that a secret. Egg. Pickle. Celery. The remains of that hooker. Just slap your problems away. And they end up looking like this.
Nuts!
Are you
Nuts!
feeling a little
It's the nuts!
fruity? Well, slap it and there you go. Bread's open.
Where's the nuts one? I'll watch the most recent one. If I don't laugh, I'm gonna be upset. This one's 8 minutes long, bro. Pumpkin Paradise Dub. Let's try it.
Pumpkin pecan pie. What? Pumpkin pecan tart. Let's go. Pumpkin pecan nut bread served a la carte. Hey y'all, it's your girl Kathy. Thanksgiving's coming up, and you know I got you. I'ma be your tour guide
Isn't
through
that
Pumpkin
2019? This guy
Paradise.
never
Now watch
uploads.
helplessly as I use the centripetal force of my big tits to mix up this batter. Oh, it's so thick. Coming through. Sprinkle some dank pecan nuggies on top. Let it bake. Oh, it's hot. Cool whip with that money shot. I'm out here stacking these pump cakes. Good Lord Almighty. Whoop, about to bust a nut. Ooh, it's hot. You a pumpkin head if you can't figure out these
It's hot.
directions.
Why are
Fruit
you
pumpkin
touching
cake.
it?
I call it frump cake. No luck when I pour it in. Oh, fuck, that's way too much shit. Here, just add a bunch of cranberries.
This actually reminds
Never
me
know.
of,
And for all my Gordo-loving Guidos, here's my pumpkin
the
basket.
videos
What's that? Never had...
where it's like a music video, but instead of like the song playing, you just hear like people actually like stepping or like clapping, like the Beach Boys video. Beach Boys, real sounds or something. Is this it?
I'm driving up and down the Stable Street. I gotta find you, baby.
Oh, bro, hit it. City gets so hard, dude.
Yeah, the bad guy.
That's it. That's it. But it's hard, like I already know what's happening. I've already seen it a million times. Did I do anything else? Mass Battle Night.
I take my gun cause it never beat. I ain't never beat yet with the girls we meet.
Going on a roll.
Hey, Elmo! Hi, Sally, hi! What are you guys doing?
Well, Elmo and I are playing together.
Oh, wow! Hey, could I please play with you too? Please, please, please? Yeah! He wants to play rock. Elmo didn't hear anything. Well, that's because you don't speak rock.
Well, nice to see you again.
Okay.
Ready?
WXYZ! Elmo didn't even move. Oh, sure he did. You were
Not-
just too busy to notice.
Not.
Elmo can...
Hey, I'm looking for the funny.
Oh,
Yeah.
Go, Rocco.
Oh.
You usually have videos of like 500,000 views. I expect them to be funny. Shrek as zodiac signs. Am I gonna regret clicking on this?
boots. You know, how many cats can wear boots? Honestly.
I mean, this is just Shrek. I mean, if you ignore the stupid Zodiac things, this is Shrek clips. I mean, it's not bad.
Say what?
Shrek is not bad if you
Mirror,
ignore
mirror
the
on
stupid
the wall,
Zodiac
is this
propaganda.
Perfect kingdom of them all.
Well, technically, you're not a king.
Thelonious. You were saying?
Great. Let's get started.
Come
I
on,
got
leave
two
him on.
lions.
Try and pull me over now, cop!
Am I in the mood to laugh? Am I in the mood to laugh right now?
The water's too hot. Thank you.
I'm on tonight, you know my hips don't lie, and I'm starting to feel this way. All the attraction.
Wow, and at the same time.
Good evening.
You are here, speak to us.
Just a city boy!
Good evening. You are here,
Good
speak to us.
evening.
Just a city boy! Born and raised in...
Como el agua del río.
Midnight ain't going anywhere. Me and my cat's reference at 3 a.m. I want something funny. I want to laugh. Depressing videos. What is a depressing video? Oddly terrifying.
I was traveling in a ship when I saw that corridor, which gave me Backrooms vibes. It just feels so unsettling. Yeah, long hallways will do that to you. I'm sorry, but you're never making it out of the Backrooms, my friend.
Come and play with us, Daddy.
Isn't there like a
Hey, what's
Isn't there a freaking like a bot that reads these
poppin'?
out?
It's me, Robin, Wallace and Gromit from 1995.
I want the oddly terrifying, but it's like a bot. I don't want like oddly terrifying. This is not a bot, it's a dude. MK is definitely a dude. It's a cockroach! I'm so scared. It's like a robot. Best post and comment.
What are some very creepy facts? The Colombian serial killer Pedro Alonso Lopez, who is known as the Monster of the Andes, arrested and murdered over 300 girls from Ecuador,
Wow.
Peru and Colombia.
That's awesome.
However, after he
I
was
mean,
put
awesome
into
in the
prison
way that
for
it's
18
not
years,
awesome.
he was put in a psychiatric hospital. There he was
Have you
reviewed,
can- is he
declared to
okay?
be sane
Is
and was set
Audio
free,
okay?
in spite of his blatant avowal that he fully intends to kill again. Since he was released in 1998,
killed people again?
nobody knows where he is or what he's doing.
I guess he's not
He is
killing.
supposed to be 71 years old at present. He is known for being the
Only
most
18
prolific
years
killer
for
ever.
killing 300 people,
There is a
though.
genetic disease
Ah,
called
kind of
fibrodysplasia
loud.
ossificans progressiva. When tissue is damaged, it is replaced with bone. Growths form underneath their skin and
Yeah,
their
I turned it
joints
down
rock
a
solid, so
little
over
bit.
time those affected slowly become encased in a prison of bone just beneath their own skin. They
Wait, that's
usually
awesome.
have to choose between sitting
that's
or
cool as
standing
hell.
up for the rest of their life. By the end
These
of
are the
their
kinds
life,
of
they have
videos I
to
watch
drink
when I'm
every
just laying
meal
in
through a
bed and
straw
just
and can
chilling.
barely move. Your eyes have a separate immune system from the rest of your body. If they get damaged in such a way that it affects anything other than your eyes, your regular immune system can attack the damage and will not recognize them, meaning your own body can permanently blind you. What's
Sounds
worse,
about right.
your body cannot tell the difference between either eye. If
Yeah,
one
they
of them
can.
gets infected or damaged, your immune system can attack your healthy eye and
I
take
think
away
you're
your
lying
sight
to me.
entirely. Rosemary Kennedy was JFK's sister. She suffered from oxygen deprivation at birth and that unfortunately stunted her mental growth. She had a pretty decent childhood, but as she grew older she began to act out, afraid that her behavior would risk his political career. Her father, Joseph, agreed to have her lobotomed. Her mother, Rose, was against it and forbade him from doing it, so he did it behind her back when she went on a trip. After the operation, Rosemary's already low IQ was lowered even further, to the point she could no longer walk or communicate. Her family had her locked up
When
in
she
an
had her brain
institution and
zapped.
basically disowned her. They never visited and never publicly
is not
acknowledged
creepy.
her anymore.
Oh, this is not
Rosemary died
creepy.
at the age of 86. Her mother never forgave her husband for what he had done. Remember that bath salts cannibal guy
Yeah,
from a
I
couple
do,
years
actually.
back? He wasn't high on bath salts when he did that. That was just media speculation and bullsh. They only found pot in his system during the
He
autopsy.
died?
We still have no idea why he flipped out. The
What
men
if he
of the
just wanted
ship
to eat
Essex,
someone?
the true event that inspires the story. Moby Dick avoided islands after being shipwrecked for fear of cannibals. The islands were settled and landing there
Why are
would have
they
brought
censored?
salvation to the survivors.
Essex.
Ironically, because of this bypass,
Moby
the
Dick.
men ran out of food and were forced
Say
to eat each other
it!
for
Say the
survival.
D
You know
word!
what's even creepier? 2 of the sailors were later rescued by an American ship. They were alone at sea for so long and had to cannibalize their crewmates to survive. When
What
they
does
saw
to
their
bang out
rescues,
mean?
they
What
immediately
does bang
stashed
out
bones in
mean?
their pockets. They didn't seem to care that they were rescued. They were obsessed with the bones of their fallen crewmates, so they can suck on the bone marrows. Even after they were on board the ship, they refused to depart from the bones and would even attack anyone who would come close. Cannibals find the palm of the hand the tastiest. Jokes on
Why?
them. I had my dick in my hand before.
How do
A
you know
firewall
that?
can go as big as an EF3 tornado. In
Her back wall's
1923,
blown out.
such happened in Japan during an earthquake. The son of
I
a bee
see
killed
what you mean.
38,000 people in less than 15 minutes. They got hit by
She
a tornado.
likes to party.
That was on
We like
FI,
to party.
fire in the middle of an earthquake. That caused a tsunami, all while surrounded by firestorms. Elmer McCurdy was a
How do you
failed
know
Old West
that?
outlaw.
I don't think I believe
His
you.
preserved body was put on display in a traveling carnival, and years later he was eventually assumed to be a mannequin until he was used on set
Reddit
for the
is
TV
shit
show
because
The
it's filled
$6
with
Million
nothing but
Man.
lies and
His
people
arm
trying to be
accidentally
awesome.
fell off during the shoot, revealing
Scariest
bone and
true
muscle.
story you know.
What the scariest true
Everyone
story
in
you
here
know?
is gonna be a
woman
liar.
I worked with a few
Everyone's
years
gonna be
ago told me
lying.
how her life had changed
Straight up.
drastically. She
There's
went
so
from
many people on Reddit that just go on like, today I fucked up. Today I fucked up. I was having sex with my girlfriend. She's very hot, by the way. And I tried to put it in her, but instead I put it in her butt, and she screamed and broke up with me. Reddit, today I fucked up. Like, dude, that didn't happen.
having a decent job to becoming an alcoholic and working as a cleaner. She had planned to move to Spain with her husband and young daughter and had a great job lined up out there. The plan was her husband and daughter would fly over first and she would fly over a week or two later due to finishing her old job a little later than planned.
Dear Reddit, am I the asshole? Today I came home to my wife fucking her boyfriend, and I was so upset that I couldn't listen to my Pokemon game on my Switch that he bought for me that I yelled at them, and then they kicked me out of my own house. Reddit, am I the asshole for yelling at them?
Her husband rang her on the day he arrived and said the house was lovely and the furniture had arrived by ferry act. That was the last time she ever heard from him. Her husband and daughter was found dead
You're
by
the
authorities a few
asshole.
days after she rang, explaining she was concerned for their welfare as she had had no contact with them and she was extremely worried. It was carbon monoxide poisoning. It is so scary to think how fast your life can change.
Validation is what I
My
need.
brother was a police officer. He had a call to check on the welfare of a mother who had not showed up for
Any kind of
work.
my mouth
She had
hurts.
died on
Jesus,
the
I
sofa
bit
and her
it
little
really
toddler
hard
brought
earlier.
the little diaper pad and laid down next to her, and died of dehydration. The little kid had opened the lower cabinets and drawers in the kitchen looking for food. He still cries about it, and he's not the crying kind.
Oh,
When
really,
I was
what?
7 I was raking rocks
sorry,
in
I'm
my
not
aunt's
paying
front yard
attention.
and a
This is
beat up
like
pickup
background
truck pulled
noise.
up. The man got out, fiddled with something in the hood and then closed it. He asked
Pokemon
me,
is
"Hey
more
kid, do you
important
know how to pop a
than
clutch?"
your wife's
Spending my
boyfriend.
childhood on a farm, I did indeed know how. Yes, I responded, "Give me a hand real quick," he said. So I started walking towards his truck. At the last second my mom called out to me from the garage and I turned around to see what she wanted. I heard the door slam, the truck start, and he drove away.
Oh,
That memory
wow.
never really came up until one day.
That's
About
that's
30
scary.
years later I jump up after laying down to go to bed when out of nowhere it came back and it hit me. This guy
Duh.
was trying to kidnap me. What
What
the F?
conversation of
What
the
bullet
stranger
did I
left you
dodge?
wondering
I mean, you
what you
ever
just
have a
talked
memory
about?
come back and you
If you
get
just talk to a
scared?
non-human or a
scared over the
ghost.
memory.
Like everything here is gonna be like no sleep. Like this is all just gonna be like not real. You know what I mean? But speaking of which, I actually want to go to No Sleep and read. What is your Adblock Plus? I hate you. Reddit, No Sleep. Don't freaking pop up and ask me to pay you. Oh no, it's new Reddit. Disgusting. How do I go to old Reddit? Old.reddit. I think this is gonna be a freaking. I think I'm gonna freaking die if I do that. Dude, I have Adblock Plus and uBlock. I have both of them. Okay, let's read. I want to read this. Why is it so light? Why is there no like dark mode unless you log in? Like, I don't understand. No sleep? Like, dude, how do you expect me to read this and like go to sleep after reading this? I guess it is no sleep because of how much is bursting out my eyeballs. How do I even go to night mode? God bless, baby. God bless. Okay. Okay, can you see it? Can you see it? We're gonna read this together. No, I don't use flux. No, I don't need that. Okay, I used to work at Hooters. You guys know what Hooters is? I bet you youngins don't know. Hey Jordan, hello. But you guys don't know what Hooters is. Hooters is the place to go to when you want to see big old boobers. Basically, it's just a bunch of really hot women serving you food. Is what Hooters is. So you can hoot at the women. Haha, hoot hoot. Nice to see you on Twitch. Yeah, it's nice to be here. I like being on Twitch. Family friendly restaurant. Yes, sure is. There are a few rules a Hooters girl must never forget. Hair and makeup. Male waiters. Can you really do that? Wait, seriously? Entertain the men. Don't make women jealous. Don't wear the uniform out of the store. And never leave the restaurant alone. That last one, that was to protect the girls from the creeps. It was a great job. The customers loved you. The tips flowed like hot sauce. And the days were just one long party. Great except for the managers. These dickless assholes thought they were the gods of their own harems. They would expect you to worship the ground they walked on, while they told you you put on 3 pounds. Look at this picture we took at the interview. This is who we hired. If you are not her, then you don't have a job here, was the kind of shit they said all the time. Some girls who did have trouble dropping the weight sometimes had to do gross things to keep their job. Not me, though. God granted me with a metabolism where I could eat 12 wings a day on the house, then dance it off every dinner rush. Things were great until we got a new regular. He called himself Mr. Bareth. Barrioth! Wore a bowler hat, a striped vest, and an obnoxious gold belt buckle. He had a long mustache, spoke with a hard-to-place European accent, and always paid in cash. At first, Bareth was the most popular customer in the house. He came in during slow hours. His tips were sometimes bigger than the check. He never complained and never tried to touch the girls, but still, instead of fighting for him, the most waitresses tried to dodge his table. It was the conversation he insisted on. It got, well, personal. Hey Martin, thank you so much for the 100 bits. Thank you. Great day, my empress. Hope your day is well. It is going decently. Thank you so much, Martin. His trouble is wearing a bowler hat. What do those look like? So British? So he's British? Not like those guys who would ask you your cup size or if the carpets match the drapes. Bareth would ask why we did this job and never took a lie for an answer. And the time he did the Hooters greeting and took his order, he could break through your mental defenses in a way 3 psychologists over 5 years of bi-weekly appointments failed to do for me. After throwing his order to the kitchen, I had to run into the bathroom sobbing and then fix my makeup. That night, I cried at my father walking out on my mother in a way I'd never had before. I felt like someone grabbed my old scabbed wounds and tore them open to bleed anew. And I got a $50 tip for 1 plate of wings. The managers, on the other hand, seemed to love him. I think they had an instinct to kiss up to money, and from Bareth's watch to his car, this man radiated wealth. They took every opportunity they could to stop by the table, say hello, or somehow engage in conversation. It was like being rich was contagious, and they needed to catch the bug. Being British is the biggest red flag. Big true. Then the Dylan and Kelly thing happened, and the weird customer became a side problem. Rape, that was the word Kelly used unabashedly. She claimed Dylan, our assistant manager, forced her to have sex with him to keep her job. Police said there was no sign of force, and corporate just started dragging their feet. Everyone pretty much took it like fucking the management was cost of doing business. Things were escalating. Girls were talking about striking. Management was getting only more obnoxious and telling us we could be replaced at the drop of a hat. If we didn't like being here, we could just leave. Hey, Jordan, thank you so much for the gift sub. To Jordan. Thank you. Then there was the incident. Dylan had a flat tire on the highway, driver's side. He decided to change it himself and pulled over on the side of the road. What happened next is gonna make your shit bricks. It was reconstructed by forensics. They said a truck drove by too close and caught his suit jacket on the rear underguard. The driver could not see him. They estimated his death to be about 3 miles down the highway. Dylan was dragged as the road belt sanded him alive, breaking his bones and tearing off his limbs. Finally, he was fed into the wheel well, where he was crushed repeatedly, reduced to a paste spread across 500 feet in 3 lanes. You didn't have to tell it in so much detail. You did not have to. No one knew what to think. Some people were horrified. Some thought he got exactly what he deserved. Then Kelly called me in the middle of the night sobbing and asked me to come meet her at a local bar for closing drinks. We weren't friends. I'd never seen Kelly out of uniform before. And jeans and a leather jacket, she looked like a young woman, not some sort of sex entertainer. I just can't do it, she sobbed as soon as I got her drinks. You can't do what? Dylan is dead. What else is there to do? I promised Mr. Barrett. What? What are you talking about? I told Mr. Barrett, I told him I want that motherfucker to suffer and die. And in return, I had to call my best friend's wife and tell her we had been sleeping together all these years. What? I don't understand. My best friend's wife? Oh, now I understand. So Mr. Barrett said he'd do it if she told the truth. Lol. Now I understand. What happened to Dylan was an accident. You did not cause that. You do not owe anyone anything. I haven't, I swear. She cried into our drink. 3 years of marriage. They have a kid together. I can't do that to him, to any of them. You do not have to do anything. I stood up and hugged her. I understand you feel somehow responsible, but you're not. And what happened to Dylan was not your fault. Whatever deal you think you made, it's not real. Dude, he's the devil. He's the devil. But he's like the good kind of devil that like makes you like confess your sins. Mr. Barrett is God. What the hell is that? That was the last time I saw Kelly. It happened on a different shift. She walked into the kitchen, tripped, and fell face first into the fryer. 2nd-degree burns, loss of vision in one eye, no longer fit to be a Hooters girl. Everyone wanted to blame the management as some sort of retaliation. The case was pretty cut and dry, though. Security cameras showed no one was even close to her. She just took a bad step, and that was it. This is like Final Destination. Dude, this is like Final Destination. This is like doomed to die. 2 days after that settled down, I had that Mr. Barrett table. I did what I could to avoid it, but we were low on staff. You know it's all your fault, he said to me calmly as I tried to force a smile to take his order. Thank you for the host, Taco. What? I asked, caught off balance. Burpee. No matter how much I mentally braced myself for this exchange. Kelly, if she would have done it if you didn't interfere. I don't have time for this. I broke character. What do you want? Mike and Becky are still together. You did this. Someone owes me. I don't owe you anything. I must have been loud enough for half the Hooters to hear. Tell me if you want your fucking wings or get the fuck out of the restaurant. It's not very ladylike of you. Where is that Hooters hospitality? Why don't you sit next to me and let me tell you what I want? I caught the manager's eyes looking right at me. I put my smile back on, covered my soul with every shield my mind had, and sat down next to Bereth. So what is it you want, honey? Your mother's cancer. I literally bit my tongue. I had to listen to this bullshit or quit my job on the spot. I want to know what you want. Do you want it to go into remission for 10 years? Or do you like it to spread to her brain? Fuck you, I whispered, still smiling. You can go on vacation with her this summer, or you can be making funeral arrangements in 3 weeks. And what a 3 weeks that is going to be. If the tumor finds its way to the pain center, even morphine sedation does nothing to relieve the agony. He looked at me and I was crying. I want you to call the number on this placemat and tell the woman that you'll pick her up. You want her husband to pay for the abortion. You're going to tell her that you meet him every Thursday when he goes to poker. He has not been losing more money lately. Someone be honking at their little horn on their car in the place where you park cars. Parking lot. Shit. Deltron, thank you for the 100 bits. Kinda audiobook, please. I don't think I'm as consistent enough. But thank you. That's nice of you to say. That's on him for paying the dates. But now he won't pay for your abortion. You will do your best to convince her of your lie and not mention anything that may lead her to think you are manipulated. I will also have my usual wings. I think you know I like them Diablo. El Diablo! It was 2 hours later, 2 hours after I made the call. I ruined 3 strangers' lives to give someone I loved a decade to live. Please don't ask me why I believed him. I saw the choppy, black and white footage of Kelly tripping on thin air and going into the fire. I know she was upset, and I know she may have been drunk, but I saw her. I saw her grabbing at the face and silently screaming. As the asshole manager showing us the footage laughed and mimicked her emotions, making fake yelling sounds. Dylan and Kelly were just a demonstration. The door rang, and without checking the people, I let a man in. He had a gun he was pulling out of his jacket, and I didn't doubt his identity. Why did you do it? He yelled, pointing the barrel right at me. Is it to buy drugs? Was it a crazy coincidence I got another woman pregnant in the past? He threw a few hundred on the table. Here's your fucking money. Now tell me why. Yes, I need money to buy heroin, I said softly. I needed money to buy heroin. I guess it would be more like that. She won't even listen to me. This is the one thing she won't even listen to me about. How did you know? Even Kelly didn't know about that. Tell me one fucking reason I should not shoot you. I didn't know anything. I needed money, and I got a number from Kelly. If you want to shoot me, shoot me. If you want to fuck me to make it true, fuck me. I don't care. It must have been the bland apathy in my voice that got him. You put down the gun on the table next to the money. You are not worth this. If you have any decency, you should blow your own brains out. I am not going to prison for you. Or fuck it, sell the gun, buy more heroin. I don't give a fuck. Go rob a liquor store. Go commit suicide by police. There's a rule at Hooters. Girls can't leave the restaurant alone. It's there to protect the staff, not the customers. No one expects a psycho waitress to follow one out to his Lamborghini and empty her revolver at point blank at the driver. I probably did more damage to that car than the combination of all cars I would own in my lifetime. I didn't hit Mr. Bereth once. Maybe I was a bad shot, or maybe he was too good at being a target. I was not even officially fired. I was left in handcuffs with bail higher than anyone I knew could afford. I was charged with attempted murder and thrown into gears of the system. With my mother's money being gone to cancer treatments, I had nothing but a public defender. There were witnesses from the staff and patrons of the restaurant, but Mr. Bereth never took the stand and never said a word about his involvement with Dylan's death. I got 15 years. Prison is its own den, filled with its own monsters. I may tell those stories some other day, but not here. What was important here is that 3 weeks after I'd moved to Flutterall, there was a Mr. Bereth there to see me. I knew without a doubt that if I talked to him, did what he wanted, I would be out of this hell within a week, if not the day. I refused to see him. He never tried again. I got out on parole in exactly 10 years for being a model prisoner. I think they also felt sorry for me, as this was exactly the week my mother's cancer came back. It was exactly like Mr. Barrett said it would. The tumor spread to her brain. The joke was on him, though. 10 years of medical research changed the death sentence to unmanageable surgery. I moved in with her, and somehow, after everything that happened, we became closer than we ever were. I have held this story hidden in my heart until my mother's passing. Mr. Barrett, that man, capitalization, it must have literally been the devil. The only power we have over him is to refuse him. That is what scares me. That at one point in my life, I will want something hard enough that Mr. Barrett finds me again. I am not afraid of the monsters in this world. I am afraid of the monster in myself. What can I be made to do with the right motivation? How many people would I let get hurt if it's to get what I want? I feel bad about it, but what is that worth? Are Mike and Becky having better lives because I overdosed once to try to take my own life? No, self-pity is just another path into his arms. I must live with who I am and who I could be, and I must never forget what darkness lurks just under the smiles of mankind. The end! Did you like it? Oh, my freaking eyes! How dark! I want to go back. There we go. Yeah. Hold on, how do that? This is my water. This is my water. Let me drink some water. I talked a lot. Doodle? I can't read, so it was good. What's a good story to read? Okay, let's see. Top. Came by the wrong pumpkin patch. You know, I remember reading in October. Maybe it wasn't even October. It was earlier this year actually, so it couldn't have been October. But I read did a scary story reading stream, and it was the Mothman. It wasn't the Mothman. It was the Goat Man. I remember seeing the Goat Man. I remember reading it and actually being scared about it for a little bit. It's Doodle? Hometown is missing. Creepy painting at online auction. There's something horribly wrong with it. How long is this one? Usually they're coded by how long they are, but this one is fairly short. I don't know, something about the Goat Man was actually really scary. It was the part where it was where they were all sleeping in the room, but one of them woke up and they saw the thing dancing in the middle or whatever. That was weird. That was weird. Okay, we're gonna read this one. And that was also the part where I was scratching on the door and it sounded like a cat talking. I was like, holy shit. Spooky music to the background. How about a fireplace? Rain and thunder sounds. Okay, how's this? Is this okay? Can I read to you now? I'm sorry, it was loud. I had to turn it down. This is okay. Alright. I've always loved creepy shit. I started off with horror books, reading Goosebumps in elementary school, later graduating onto Stephen King, Shirley Jackson, Mark Z. Daniel Wilski, How do you say this? And oh my god, you just pronounce this word. Oh my god, I can't pronounce this word.
Myriad.
Myriad, thank you. You said it so softly. Myriad. Of others. Eventually, I started writing my own scary stuff. Mostly because I wanted to create stories that I would want to read for myself as a horror fan. After about a decade, I got to be marginally successful, and nowadays it's how I pay the bills. I'm bringing my mic closer to my face. Okay. I never thought my life would turn into a horror story, though. How ironic is that? Some people decorate their houses with colorful vases stuffed with flowers. Norman Rockwell paintings, knickknacks, and sculptures of dolphins and fairy princesses. I prefer to cover my walls with freaky drawings, paintings, and prints of artworks by Francisco Goya, Anthony Christopher, and Salvador Dali. The weirder and darker the better. I liked my art the same as I liked my novels, horrifying and unsettling. So, when my friend Marcus sent me a text with the title, "Check out this painting of a creepy old lady," I laughed and clicked on the link without too much thought. I was redirected to the obscure foreign website where old and new paintings were being sold in a never-ending online auction. I haven't heard of the auction company before, but it didn't stop me from pulling out my credit card as soon as I saw the image that had been shared with me. A woman's hypnotic and bizarre face stared back at me, looking lifelike and yet utterly surrealistic. Not to mention terrifying. Her pupils were too big and too black. Her smile stretched too wide, like a Dr. Seuss character, but devoid of any kindness or good humor. It was a portrait of an elderly woman who appeared to be in her 70s or 80s. She was dressed in a dark monastic-looking clothing, which I guessed to be a couple 100 years old. I figured it was a reproduction of an older painting, since the price tag was only $50. The style similar to a Renaissance painting, the brushstrokes well hidden, her face photographically realistic as if painted by an old world master. The woman in the painting was sitting on an antique wooden chair, good night, Angelus, with embellishments carved into the posts of the backrest. Her eyes seemed to follow me and looked back at me maliciously. The impression I got was that she was a real person staring back at me from the portrait, like glancing through a window and seeing the face of an unknown stranger standing just outside. I felt as if she couldn't reach through the screen and grab hold of me if she wanted to. As if she could, my bad. Without hesitating, I put in my credit card details before somebody else could buy it. That thing was just too weird to pass up. After a week or so of waiting, the parcel arrived on my doorstep. I had semi-forgotten about it by that point, since I had been busy with other things, but as soon as I saw its distinctive, flat, rectangular shape wrapped in brown parcel paper, I remembered my impulse purchase and brought it inside with giddy delight, happy to unwrap it right away. What? Sauce Among Us? As soon as I had it open, my heart dropped as if I felt sick, like I could throw up. I had rarely felt buyer's remorse, but I definitely did when I looked down at the woman's face staring back at mine. She looked alive, and she looked undeniably evil. I couldn't explain why I felt that way, but I did. The idea of hanging that thing on my wall repulsed me. Just touching it felt like picking up a handful of maggots. It made my skin crawl. After putting it down, I wanted nothing more than to get rid of it. But I felt wrong to just throw it in the garbage. I've never been that type of person, especially with art. It didn't matter how creepy it was. Someone had put a lot of time and effort into it. Yet, it was far too disturbing to hang up on the wall in the living room, where I would see it all the time. More than just disturbing, I seemed to be having a physical reaction to it like I'd never felt before. a growing knot in my stomach and such a rising sensation in my gorge. I went into the kitchen and took out the oven mitts from the top of the fridge and picked the portrait up with them and held it out in front of me as if it was radioactive. I brought it down to the basement of my house and set the giant frame down against the wall on the floor, thinking I would leave it there for a while until I got used to it, telling myself out of sight, out of mind. There was no way to get out of my thoughts, though. I kept seeing that woman's face every time I blinked, her glassy black eyes and too wide grin. I couldn't sleep that night, thinking about her down below me in the basement. I am starting to get eye strained or something? I'm skipping words. I felt like I could almost hear her moving around down there, the gentle creak of her footsteps stepping aside quietly across the floorboards. But that was impossible, I told myself. Those things were impossible. Still, I didn't sleep, not even for a second. Oh, sorry, I burped. The following night, I went down to the basement to do laundry after building up the courage all day to go down there, and I walked past the painting. The woman's stern black eyes seemed to follow me as I went by. Her entire body was cloaked in shadow, the gloomy details of her face barely visible in the portrait's low light. It was late at night and I lived alone, so I was more than a bit freaked out when I heard something loudly topple over when I turned my back to her, causing a shiver to run up my spine. I dropped the laundry basket and spun around to look. She was staring at me, in her place in the portrait. She had not moved, and yet her eyes seemed to be following me, the faintest movement barely noticeable with the naked eye. There was something else, too. A box had toppled over, spilling its contents on the chair beside the painting, and yet I had not stepped anywhere near to disturb it. The woman's smile seemed to have grown wider as well. Crooked teeth started to peek out from underneath her broken, bloody lips. Those looked like that before. But maybe that was just my imagination. I decided not to look closer. I imagined her suddenly climbing out of the painting as I leaned in to inspect it, crawling out of the frame like the girl in the ring, and racing towards me quickly on all fours. Shaking that image from my mind, I picked up the bin again and reluctantly turned away. I quickly put the laundry in the washing machine and turned it on, and walked past her again on my way back upstairs. There was no mistaking it. Her grin had stretched wider, and beneath that I saw a long row of teeth, dirty, crooked, and utterly inhuman. I was very sure it hadn't looked like that before. Was I seeing things due to my lack of sleep? I wiped my eyes and blinked, examining the painting again. No teeth, and yet I had been so sure of it a second earlier. Unable to stand looking at it for one more moment, I decided to do something. My heart was beating rapidly in my chest, and my hand was shaking as I reached down and flipped the painting around so that it faced the wall. Her smile seemed to shrink a little bit. Her eyes followed my hand, brows furrowing, as she looked up at me, reaching over to grab the top of the picture frame. This is our no sleep, so none of these are real. These are all fake. My skin crawled again when I touched it. I fought through the urge to retch and spun it around quickly, as if it would burn me if I held on for too long. When she was facing the wall, I felt no better, only more uneasy, as if I had turned my back on a deadly enemy. Again that night, I heard someone in the basement moving around, walking from room to room. I was just glad she didn't come upstairs, but I had a feeling she would, and soon. That whole night I stayed awake, listening for the footsteps. Every so often I would hear them, and every so often there would be a titter of muffled laughter, bemused and unsettling. The next morning I called a friend over. I need someone else to take a look at it. To make me feel less alone, I suppose. I was hoping the presence of another person would make things better somehow, but I was wrong. My friend Brent came by, and I brought him down to the basement immediately. I took one look at the painting, which was now mysteriously tipped over, facing upwards, then walked straight out of the room, saying nope. He went back up the stairs and out the front of the house, much to my amazement. I followed him and stood with him. I saw something in the corner of my eye, with him on the front steps. Brent was out there with his hands on his knees, bent over and looking oddly out of breath. But then I realized he wasn't short of breath. He was completely terrified. "Where the hell did you get that thing?" he said, his speech fast and stuttering. You can't keep it. It's evil. You can't. It's evil. It's possessed. It looked at me. How can you sleep with that thing in your house?" Brent hadn't stuttered since back in elementary school, except the odd time when he was really stressed out. He'd seen speech-language experts for years and had eventually cured himself of the speech disorder. It only came out when he was really upset. I haven't slept a wink since I got that thing. Jam-Pack, thank you for the 200 bits. Kana, I'm scared. Can you hold me in your arm? Can I sleep on your lap tonight? Please, I'm shaking in fear. Are you lying? You're lying. I bet you're not even scared. If you're lying, pee yourself. I mean, if you're telling the truth, pee yourself. He looked me dead in the eyes. Get rid of it. I told him I would, with every intention of throwing it in the trash or burning it after he left, but for some strange reason, I could not. I decided I had to do something with it first. I had to find out some answers. The next day, after another restless night of tossing and turning, I brought the painting out to my car. We were going to go for a little drive together. I wrapped it up in a blanket and the portrait was covered up so nobody could see it, mostly because I didn't want to look at it, especially when I was driving. There was an art expert about 2 hours about 2-hour drive away from my house. I looked him up online and found he was a well-established authority on all things creepy and disturbing. I had taken a while to find someone with this reputation, the better part of the previous day, in fact. While I drove, I looked back at the painting in the rearview mirror occasionally. From underneath the blankets, I could have sworn I saw subtle movement. The bend and ripple of the sheet kept catching my eye and distracting me from the road ahead. It could have been the wind, but it wasn't. I was certain of it. Wind in your car, stupid? This is not a thing. No, don't post a picture of it anywhere. Don't clean yourself up. Clean yourself up. You've got yourself quite an antique by the looks of it, the man said, beginning to pull up the blanket to reveal the gilded frame. I realized I was holding my breath, closing my eyes, waiting for his reaction when he saw the horrifying woman in the portrait. But when he finally gasped in astonishment, I realized it was not a fearful sound, but one of admiration. Remarkable. Opening my eyes, I looked at what he was seeing. The woman in the portrait was not the same. I did a double take and wondered for a moment if he had switched them out when I wasn't paying attention. But no, it was the same frame, the same woman in the portrait, only her expression had changed remarkably. Instead of her horrifying smile, she now wore a benign, is that how you say that?
Benign.
Yay! I got it right! Benign! Let's go! Look on her face, a passive, good-natured smirk that I was unaccustomed to seeing on her. Magnificent Seattle squirrel. How do you say this?
Chiaroscuro.
Chiaroscuro. Wait, I said it right? Wait, I said it right? Squirrel. That's a technique which involves a heavy-handed use of shadows and a darkness with little light, in case you aren't familiar. But the brushstrokes, my goodness, utterly invisible, he said, holding up a loupe to examine it closely. It looks as if she's alive. Someone went to a lot of trouble. You went through, not went to. Went to a lot of trouble to make this. Do you have the provenance? What is this? Provenance.
Provenance.
Provenance. I said it right, you bitch. What? I should have known the word did, in fact, but far too tired to remember what it meant at the moment. I had gone nearly 4 full days without sleep and was dead on my feet. Any idea of its origins or its age? No, sorry. I got it online at the site, I said, pulling out my phone and trying to show him. But the website no longer existed as far as I could tell. Weird. I guess it's down right now. I'll send you the URL. He thought about it for a few minutes, going over the painting with various tools and magnifying lenses. Ah, here's something, he said excitedly. What's that? I asked. Damn, I can only see part of the signature. I'll have to take it out of its frame. Can you leave it with me until tomorrow? I agreed, unsure how to explain to him the situation other than say, be careful with it. In retrospect, I guess I should have. I should have at least tried. Poor bastard. The art expert didn't pick up the phone the following day, and I thought maybe he just needed more time with the piece. But inside, I knew something was very wrong already. I had slept for the first time in 4 nights, though, no longer hearing the footsteps creaking on the floorboards beneath me anymore. And I wanted one more night of peace before hearing the truth from the man I'd left the picture with. Selfish, I know. In retrospect, I was just terrified to go back there. Who knew what I would find? After one more night of rest, I called the art expert again, and once more I received no answer, no callback. Getting worried for the old guy now, I got on my car and started driving first thing in the morning. I didn't eat breakfast, feeling like I would throw it up if I did. Despite the lack of food in my belly, it felt like there was a cinder block sitting inside of me, inside of it the whole drive there. I just hoped he was okay. When I arrived at the man's studio, I found the front door was unlocked. I entered the small foyer and found it dark and empty inside. He did not come out to greet me this time, and the sense of dread I was feeling continued to grow and swell inside of me. With slow, careful steps, I began to walk through the foyer towards the door where his studio was kept. Hello. That was where I had last left him, and I hoped that I would open the door to find him standing there, working on something. I no longer cared about the painting. In fact, I hoped that he had destroyed it in my absence, the way I wouldn't have been able to do it. That way I wouldn't have to do it, I mean. I thought he was trying to say something else. There we go. The last 2 nights had given me a clearer mind, and the sleep had afforded me perspective and insight into the situation. The thing had to be destroyed, but it had some power over me which prevented me from doing so. I had been tricked into hanging onto it and showing it to more and more people. Pushing open the door marked studio, I went inside the next dark room. Hello? I called out into a blackened space. A soft gurgling noise responded. It sounded bubbly and wet. I reached over to turn on the light, but found it no longer worked. The room stayed drenched in darkness. And then I heard the same familiar titter of laughter I had heard from my basement. Her. My heart now pounding in my chest, I swallowed a dry lump in my throat. Reaching for my phone, I pulled it out and tried with trembling fingers to turn on the flashlight app. My hands were shaking so badly I dropped the phone. I bent down to pick it up and heard movement in the darkness. It was getting closer. There was another sound as well, a soft drip, 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 like a leaky roof, only coming from several different places. Picking up the phone from the floor, I had managed to unlock it as I felt a presence move past me in the darkness. The air around me suddenly felt cold as a winter's night, and I found myself shivering and shaking even more as I finally got the flashlight turned on. The light came on, casting the room on its harsh white glow. Chiaroscuro, however you said that word. A grotesque sort of art exhibit had been created in the studio, not by the resident art expert who I had met 2 days prior. No. He had not made this monstrosity, but he was certainly a part of it. The whole room was filled with his entrails, strung up and down across the perimeter like party streamers. He was the center of it all. His body had been disemboweled, and his guts had been pulled out and wrapped around the room. His limbs had been removed as well, but were nowhere to be seen. That was when I saw the most horrifying part. He was still somehow alive. His mouth opened and closed like a fish out of water, his skin partially missing from his face, revealing stark white bone beneath, ligaments and tendons. Came from his mouth, and I noticed his tongue had been removed as well, and blood was pouring out, causing him to cough and choke occasionally. The walls had been painted with his blood, which was everywhere. Various symbols which I did not recognize around every inch of the room. The ceilings, floors, and walls. They looked druidic. Is that how you say that? And ancient. Their meanings unknown to me. As I looked around, I remember the noise I had heard by the door. I spun and saw her standing there in the darkness, the woman from the painting. She was dressed in a dark robe, and her grin was wider than ever, large and open with silent laughter. Blood was smeared around her mouth, and her hand, she held the painting itself, only she was no longer in it. The background was black and empty, now missing its subject. Realizing suddenly what was happening, I noticed that her entrancing eyes were coming towards me. She was coming towards me. How long had I been standing there zoned out? The only thing which had snapped me out of it was the gurgling screams of the art expert, sounding desperate and terrified. She held the picture frame out in front of her as if to capture me in it. My heart beating fast, I did the only thing I could think to do. I shone the flashlight straight in her eyes, hoping it would be her weakness. A creature born of the shadows and of the darkness. I thought maybe the light would do something to stop her. It worked! The second the glare hit her eyes, she put the hand up to shield her face, covering it with the picture frame. But her hands continued to burn and sizzle like a vampire in the sun. Still, she continued to move toward me. Terrified, I backed up, tripping over a chair and falling to the floor. The phone fell from my hand and clattered away in the direction of the art expert. His face was lit up, looking at me in its harsh glow. Vashmich, he yelled, struggling to speak without a tongue, looking close to death from blood loss. He was looking at the wall, and I could see a light switch there. Struggling to my feet, I saw she was kneeling on top of me, and her quietly whispering some sort of prayer or chant under her breath. I ducked away, just as she brought down the portrait where my head was a moment before. I had the feeling I hadn't gotten out of the way. I'd be stuck inside the painting now, just like she had been. In the dull light, I managed to find the light switch on the nearby wall with my hand and flicked it on, casting the entire room in harsh white artificial light. It happened, I was there. The woman from the painting screamed, her skin boiling and steaming in the glow of the fluorescence. Boils and blisters bloomed and burst on her skin, pus and blood running out in rivulets, covering her face with her robes. She ran to the door and fled just as she was about to catch fire, judging from the looks of it. I hoped she would leave, but she didn't. Her footsteps stopped just outside the door. She's still out there on the floor, waiting for me in the darkness, waiting for the sun to go down, waiting for me to try and leave. I can hear her pacing as she waits for me to come out the next subject for her painting. The art expert is dead now. He stopped breathing a few minutes ago. It's just me left, with his bloody guts strewn across the room and strung up like a giant intestinal spider web all around me. The drip, drip, drip begins to slow down as his blood coagulates, and the blood-painted symbols on the wall begin to shift and move and morph as the one working fluorescent bulb flickers and suddenly goes out. I really wish I'd burned that damn painting. The end! The end! What do you think of that one? He's still in there! No one's helping him! I felt like I didn't really read it that well because I was stuttering a lot. Honestly. Also, I have talked so much, my throat is feeling very sore. Imagine being killed by arts and crafts, living as an artist to be like. I got some water. But I think that will be the end of the stream, honestly. Because Tuesday or like Wednesday, I kind of want to do the partner marathon stream. I don't know. I gotta think about it. I gotta stop being an idiot and playing Genshin and sleeping all day. I gotta plan it out. But I'll do the partner stream, partner celebration stream sooner or later. So, thank you all for watching. Thank you. Oh, here. Thanks for listening to my ASMR horror story. Yeah, I did. Let me close Firefox. Doo doo doo. Bum 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 bum. Caliber Gel, thank you so much for the 100 bits. Thank you for the stream, Kana. You made my night so much better. Love you, Kana. Thank you. You make my night better too, you know? My throat is so tight. My throat is so tight. Yes, thank you so much for the $3.64. Thank you for the stream. It was a blast hanging out with you again. Have a great night and rest well. Love you, Kana. Thank you, Raz. Thank you so much. I also hope you have a great night and you rest well. Thank you. Small Boss, thank you for the 100 bits. Otskana, take it easy, Kana. Love you, Stinky. Thank you so much. Thank you. Jordan, thank you so much for the 200 bits. Thanks for the cost stream, Kana. Cuzzy, it was very nice. Hope you have a good night. Thank you, Jordan. Thank you. Neko, thank you so much for the 100 bits. Your voice is beautiful. You could read the most fucked up shit and I'd still enjoy it. Thank you for the stream. Good night and sweet dreams, precious little fox. Thank you, Neko. Arigato. Thank you so much, really. Anonymous? Anonymous? Anon! Anon, thank you. 21 gift subs. Thank you so much, Anon. Holy moly. Thank you. The song is Gurenge. Gurenge by Lisa. This is the opening for Demon Slayer. Martin, thank you for the 100 bits. All hail the goddess Empress. Praise be the flute. Glory to her tail. Thank you so much, Martin. Thank you guys so much for the support. It's insane. Thank you guys. I wanted to say something, but I'm gonna be here for like another 30 minutes if I open that jar of worms. So I'll be for like next stream. I don't necessarily have a schedule for this week. We'll just see what happens. We'll play it off of feeling, you know? Take it easy, you know what I mean. Warm. A worm? Okay, bye everyone! Otskana! Good work today, everyone. We did it. Bye bye. Bye 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 bye.